Remember when we talked about how some photos you take for you and some photos you take for your agent, your manager, or even the market that you're in? Same goes with the different types of acting. So, when we say commercial, what we mean is for commercial work, but that still needs to be tailored to your market. For instance, New York is more of what I'd call a real commercial market. They look for people that are more real. LA is kind of that elevated. You'll notice the photos in Los Angeles have much more touch-up, much more glamour. They're sometimes putting post-work in and painting on makeup and adding these little nuances. Nobody ever looks like that. Nobody ever looks like that. But that would be creating a commercial look for the market that you're in. So you need to be conscious of that. But generally speaking, the commercial photo is going to be you with a smile, you with warmth, you approachable. The dramatic or theatrical, all right, because it used to be that you would have theatrical photos for theater, but very few people do theater anymore. They mostly are focused on TV or film, and even that's kind of gone by the wayside, and now most people are just trying to get a job on a streaming platform. Is that part of you that resonates, the you inside with that darker type of content you feel you're right for? So you're gonna have a little more shadow in the lighting. You're gonna have a little more presence and depth in the eyes. I would say a touch more relaxation. Notice how when I talk about it, it's more about the inspiration and the feeling underneath the photo versus just the aesthetic of the photo. And I think that's because I was an actor first, and that's how I think of it. Most people are always outside in. And if you study acting, that's how it is in London. I studied at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts in London. I lived in Waterloo for a summer, right off the Thames. Beautiful. I have a lot of stories about that. But I'll never forget, I was working on King Henry IV Part 1, Hotspur, and they're like, what if he has a stutter? And so they're having me stutter and pop peas and to be so pestered with a popinjay and these external things. And I went home and I'm like, it just feels put on. And then I watch Anthony Hopkins and then I read his bio and I realize he got kicked out of RADA. Maybe that should have been the sign. So the difference is not just the external variables. Sure. Do you want a brighter color for commercial? Yes. Do you want maybe, more of that smile? Yes, but it's the feeling. Let's get you into that more relaxed, light, open, friendly feeling place. Now complement it with the aesthetic, the lighter backdrop, the more commercial wardrobe. But then when we make the turn and we shift and we go with something that's more theatrical, more dramatic, let's focus first on the feeling. Getting you more into that intimate space, quieting your mind out. Really focus. I'll say, look away. Look back. See that feeling? You see that change? That's the inside out. That's a method actor. That's the greatest actors in the world.